Okay, testing. All right, we should be good to go. Just get this set up properly. Position size. Okay. Welcome everyone to the stream. I don't think anybody is in the stream at the moment. Makes sense. We just started. Okay. This is the Lazy Sunday stream. This is, sorry about the squeaking, my couch is rather squeaky. This is a little different from the past couple of days worth of streaming because first of all, I'm doing this solo. I'm at my apartment. I'm not at Second Tier Guardian's apartment, so so for one, I'm by myself. Two, I'm doing this on my laptop at the moment. I'm hoping that it's going to be not good enough to Guardian's apartment, so we're going to be able to make this work. So for one, I'm by myself. Two, the hope is that on. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that, folks. So the hope is that in doing this, I will be able to stream more often. That's the idea. I want to be able to stream on a regular basis so we can get some content out there so people can find us, because I know that's very, very important. So, if you are joining us, or I say us, it's just me. If you join me, please jump in the chat. It's going to make this a lot better if I have people to interact with. And so, yeah, and the idea behind this stream is it's just going to be completely random. I don't have a set list of things I'm going to play. This isn't like the Mega Marathon where I'm trying to get through particular games. Instead, I'm just going to be starting with one game. I'll probably try to beat it or play it until I get bored and everyone else gets bored. But regardless, the idea is I just want to play some games. And as I'm doing this on my computer with new settings, if the volume is too loud or you can't hear something, let me know in the chat so I can make the appropriate adjustments. Hold on, I need to turn the volume on this. Just a moment. Sorry, folks. Still working out technical issues. There we go. Okay. Much better. Alright. So, first up, I thought I would start off with an oldie. One of the games that I played whenever that I was... Oh, hold on a second, let me turn the air off. There we go. Sorry about the haphazard quality. We will improve the quality of our streams in time. We're just working on all the kinks right now. Anyway, as I was saying, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is an oldie from whenever I was young. You remember this was a game that I'd like to borrow, I'd like to rent. And I had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun playing it. So, let's get started. I know this is considered to be a pretty tough game, and it definitely can be challenging, especially by the time you get to the end. But, yeah, let's do this. It was actually released fairly early in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles phenomenon. So, it's based more on the comics than it is on, like, the TV show or anything. No, I think the TV show, I think the cartoon was out by this point. Now, I guess I'll talk about a couple of things. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, different areas, you have different objectives, things you're trying to do. In Area 1, April O'Neil has been kidnapped, so we're trying to rescue her. And we have, of course, the 4 turtles to choose from the team, and I can switch between any of the turtles at any time just by going to the pause menu. And we've got the 4 turtles. We've got Leonardo. He has a katana, which swings in an arc, it's a good, just a good all-around weapon. It's useful for being able to hit things without a great deal of difficulty because the arc of his swing does decent damage. Yeah, he's the leader. He's kind of I think the idea is that most people would probably use him as their default, character. I guess that's the idea. Next up we have Raph. Raph has his size, which swing in a small little spinning area in front of him. You can also, attack up. You can attack down. Can't jump and attack down for some reason. I always thought you could. Apparently not. The size are actually one of the most powerful weapons in the game. In terms of the 4 turtles' weapons, the size are in the top tier because they're quite powerful. The downside is they're short, but they are fast. So it's short, dangerous, and fast. Basically, with Raphael. With Mikey, he has his nunchucks, which I think have the same power level as Leonardo's katanas, but they don't have quite as much range. So, honestly, Mikey winds up just kind of being a damage sponge for me. And then last but not least, we have Donatello, who is my favorite. He has his bow staff, which has the longest range of any weapon. And it is also equal to the size in terms of the power. The downside with him is that he attacks slower than any of the other turtles, and he doesn't have any kind of arc with his attacks, so you have to be much more precise whenever that you are attacking. You don't have that wiggle room that you get with any kind of arcing weapon, like the katanas or the nunchucks, or even the sais, which have a little bit of a wider angle of attack. However, Donatello, you will be seeing it in this playthrough. I will pretty much be using Donatello exclusively. Because, well, for one, he was always my favorite turtle. But more than that, because he's just so dead blasted powerful. You can tear through guards. We just beat up Bebop, and Rocksteady has taken April O'Neil. Now, in most of the areas, you will be in the overworld, and there will be a variety of places that you can go into, and go into little, areas where you can get items. In this case, I could get a full pizza, which will completely replenish my health. Some of them will have secondary weapons that you can pick up and stock up on to make life easier. However, I'm going to be pretty much just aiming for getting through the game. I'm not really going to be doing a lot of stocking. Although I will be, in level 3, I will be stocking up on one particular special weapon, which will make my life much, much, much easier when we get to the end. Okay. There are, in some of the underground levels or in some of the buildings, you will encounter little mini bosses that you have to fight. And they vary. Sometimes it'll be a giant mutant frog, sometimes it'll be a guy with a maniac with a chainsaw. It varies. There's a lot of things to talk about with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of the things is that there's basically 2 enemy sets. I like to call them the robots and or the foot and the mutants, basically. And some of the areas, it's predefined what enemy set you're going to be dealing with. But with other ones, it can change randomly. Sometimes it can change sets in the middle of the area that you're playing, which I guess adds a random element to it, to the game. But a lot of times there will be one particular set you want to encounter, and there will be times that you won't want to encounter it. But we'll get more into that in Area 3, because that's really where we're going to start running into the kind of the changing up of the enemy sets. Okay, we just beat up Rocksteady, and we have rescued April O'Neil, and now she's told us that the Foot Clan have planted bombs at the dam, so we have to go into the dam, and we are going to have to try to disable some bombs so the Foot cannot blow up the dam. This is a level that I know, reading from a lot of online comments, and definitely knowing from my own personal experience playing this game when I was a kid. The dam is usually where people start to run into serious roadblocks in terms of progress through the game. The dam level has a significant reputation. I'll just put it that way. And it's not so much this part of the dam, but the second half of the stage. That's where things really kind of get interesting, shall we say. I'm stocking up on secondary weapon throwing stars, which not the most powerful, but actually I take that back. They are seemingly about as powerful as Downey's bow staff. And they have, you throw them all the way across the screen, so they are quite useful. Honestly, I don't use a whole lot of secondary weapons. Usually, the scrolls will be the only secondary weapons I'll really use. And even then, I will pretty much just save those up for the last stage. Okay, the inside of the dam is relatively short. In fact, this is the last screen of the inside of the dam. It's only 3 levels high. Now you have an option here. We have to actually go back to exit the dam. I'm going to pick up the pizza and beat up this guy, because I want to try and keep my turtles at top health. Now, there are a few tricks you can use to help make your life a little easier. One of the things is resource management. You've got 4 turtles, each with their own life bar. Yeah, I'll pick up the 5 throwing stars. Basically the same as the regular throwing stars, except they're not as common, and they throw in 3. Okay, this jump can be kind of tricky. You have to do a short hop. If you try to do a large hop over this gap, you'll fall down and you'll have to do this again. This was a source of frustration when I was a kid, because I didn't understand how exactly to do that right. Okay, we are now on top of the dam, and now we're going to jump in the water. This was the part that frustrated people back in the day. You have, I think there are 8 bombs that you have to disconnect. You have a little over 2 minutes to go through and disarm them. Now, the main things that make this difficult: 1, finding the bombs. Although, once you figure out the best route to take, finding the bombs is not the hard part, because they're always in the same place. The traps and obstacles are one of the main things that make this difficult. You have to be very careful if you don't want to take a lot of damage, because you've got that seaweed, for instance, that I just passed over. That seaweed, if you get too close to it, it will actually reach up and grab you and pull you down and kill you instantly. The seaweed that I'm around right now will not instantly kill you, but it will do basically electrical damage to you, which is really, really strange. On top of that, there are certain areas that seem to have currents that you have to fight against. this part right here. This is one thing